What if I told you that sometimes the person you judge the hardest is the one holding the truth that can heal you? Have you ever been in a place where people looked at you, your skin, your clothes, your background, and decided who you are before you even opened your mouth? That's exactly what happened to a man whose story I'm about to share. But by the end, the very people who mocked him were left in tears. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to Skin Deep Stories, because here we tell the stories most people are too afraid to share. And don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss one. Now, let's begin. It was a chilly morning in a busy city square. People rushed to work, well-dressed, clutching coffee cups, their eyes glued to their phones. On the corner sat a man, his skin dark, his clothes old and torn, a small bag at his feet. To most passers-by, he was invisible, or worse, a burden. A group of college students laughed as they walked by, another one of them. One whispered, rolling her eyes, "Probably lazy, probably dangerous." The man didn't respond. He simply looked down, as if their words didn't matter. But his silence wasn't weakness, it was strength. Later, in that same square, a charity organization had set up a small open mic event encouraging people to share stories of resilience. The man sat quietly in the back, ignored until a volunteer noticed him. "Would you like to speak?" she asked gently. He hesitated. The crowd didn't want him there. You could see it in their faces. But slowly, he walked forward. His voice trembled at first, but then it grew steady. "You see me as poor. You see me as just another black man on the street. But you don't know me." The crowd grew quiet. "I was once like many of you. I had a home, a job, a family. But when tragedy struck, when the system failed me, I fell through cracks no one wants to talk about. My skin made it easier for doors to close. My poverty made it easier for people to walk past me. But through it all, I never stopped being human." His words cut through the air like a blade. People shifted uncomfortably, some bowing their heads. Then he said something that froze the entire square. "The little girl who died in that apartment fire 3 winters ago. She was my daughter. I tried to save her, but no one would let me in the building because I looked like a thief. They locked the door to me." Gasps. Silence. Some covered their mouths in shock. The students who had mocked him earlier stood still, tears welling in their eyes. Suddenly, the man wasn't invisible. Suddenly, he wasn't just poor or black. He was a father, a human being who carried unimaginable pain. By the time he finished, the entire square was quiet. Some people clapped softly, others simply wept. That day, the man walked back to his corner seat. But the people who had ignored him didn't see him the same way again. His truth had broken through the walls of prejudice. Now, let me ask you, how many times have we judged someone before hearing their story? What if the person you avoid every day is the very person who could teach you the deepest lesson of your life? If this story touched you, share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Skin Deep Stories for more powerful and emotional stories that reveal the truth behind appearances. Because sometimes, the people we judge the most are the ones carrying the wisdom we need most. What the crowd didn't know that day was this. A journalist happened to record his speech and post it online. Within days, it went viral. Millions of people saw his truth. And the same college students who mocked him, they were interviewed on live TV, forced to admit their shame in front of the world. The man they called worthless became a voice that shook the nation.